Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louder, and welcome back to Charade Maniacs. We are on Iochi's route, and last episode we talked about Hansel and Gretel for some reason or another, and we were talking about difficult decisions. So, if you were a parent and your family was starving to death, would you abandon your children? Or would you try to make things work no matter what? I guess that really was, like, the question at the end of it. Or, if you were in Hansel and Gretel's position, would you, like, basically let the witch eat your sibling and escape on your own? Or would you kill somebody in order to save your sibling and live with that guilt of killing someone, I guess? That's insane. I don't know. Like, if those were the only two choices, which would you choose? Would you let your sibling die, or would you live with the guilt of killing someone? Like, I don't know which one I would pick. I guess, like, it's so easy to say, like, oh yeah, I would go, like, kill somebody to save my sibling. But, like, in that moment, would I be able to do it? I don't know. So, let's get into it. That's a very dark way to start, but woo, let's do it! My chin was held tightly and I couldn't look away, so I backed away in confusion. Iochi's smile grew even more gentle. It's not that I don't like it. It's just a bit embarrassing.
その発言後悔しなければいいけどね。
じゃあもう一個質問。いおちさんは兄と妹とどっちがいい？
ん？性別の話？
それも気になるけど、どっちが好きなのかなって。
Haiji's digging in.
妹が助けてくれるのを待つヘンゼルと、兄のために魔女を殺すグレーテルと、どちらの立場がいいかってこと？
That's an interesting question too. Like, would you prefer to be the one who's waiting to be saved, or would you prefer to be the one who is doing the murder? Honestly, for me, I would say that I would prefer to be Gretel, because I hate waiting. Like, I think the waiting is, like, the more painful of the processes. Like, I don't know. I hate to be the one sitting there and just, like, waiting for something to happen because I'm super impatient. But I don't know. I know for other folks it's really different. Like, other people can't stand the, like, idea of taking the action. They are, like, a lot more avoidant, and they would rather wait and have someone else do it. So.
犠牲になるはずだった方と犠牲を選ぶ方だよね。
Wow, that's like a really deep thing for Iochi to say.
そうだな。その二人なら待ってるのは性に合わないし。妹だね。
That's basically what I said.
そうなんだ。へえ。
ハイジ君の場合はどちらを選ぶのかな？
僕はパンを食べる小鳥がいい。空も飛べるし。
Bruh.
そうだね。それなら僕も小鳥がいいよ。
That makes me think of that song. Was it like, I'm like a bird? I'm sorry. I started laughing too. Tense atmosphere lightened up and we closed the picture book. If possible, I don't want to see cruel stories. I keep comparing it to my own situation. Sacrificing someone for yourself is too... The long conversation made me forget about things for a while, but that sound reminded me. Oh no. It was time for the Otherworld stream. I looked at my bangle and saw the usual drama details. Stream status. Drama starts in 3 minutes. Oh god. Younger Girlfriend episode 11. Romance drama. Here we go. Cast is Iochi. Oh, and SENA. Here we go. Iochi also checked the details and looked at me. I almost said Iochi wrong. Because it was a romance drama, there would be many moments with body contact. I felt like the drama would be bad for my heart.
おっと、結構踏み込んだ内容だね。 これはセナ君は平気なのかな？
I'm fine. It's like I said earlier. It's not that I dislike it.
恥ずかしいだけか。では遠慮なく頑張ろうね。君は僕の年下の彼女だ。
Cringed to death. Oh god. Kurata called out Serena in anger because she had completely taken him for granted. Serena tried to resist as usual, but Kurata did not back off either. Their relationship took a turn for the worse. We didn't change well, this is her. We didn't change stages because the conversation was supposed to take place in the living room. But it became darker outside the window, and Haiji, who was on the sofa, vanished. And Iochi, who was in front of me, wore a suit. Oh, it starts with Serena trying to leave after a fight. I rushed towards the exit, but my hand was grabbed. I turned around and saw Iochi's face, pressed up close before I was pushed against the wall. Oh god.
何度も言っただろう。俺の彼女である以上、俺を優先しろって。そういうルールだったはずだ。
God. I don't care. You made that rule up yourself.
じゃあ俺もルールを破っていいんだな。お前の両親に全てを話すか。
Oh, ew. This drama is not kosher. Please, no.
なら従えよ。何のために恋人の契約をしたんだ、君は。
A contract? Okay. Feels like I'm being yelled at for real. Yochi's acting always changes in tone depending on the roles. Maybe that's why. I knew it was a line from the drama, but it felt like the words were directed at me. It's not so that you can yell at me like this. Iochi peered at my face as I couldn't escape. They were waiting for my next move. I'm supposed to cry here, but I can't do that easily. I tried to hunch over to make myself look smaller, and with my one free hand, I covered my face and pretended to cry. I'm sorry. You called me your girlfriend. Why do you keep saying things like that? If you had asked, I would have told you why. I do want to prioritize you, Kurata.
本当に？
Why do I have to lie to you? I truly... Seeing my act, Iochi then smiled and took another step closer. They wrapped their hand around my waist and pulled me close. Oh god! Picture get! Then Iochi kissed me on the neck. I was lifted up and my legs felt weak. Iochi's hand felt warm as our fingers intertwined. Look at the picture! They weren't holding me onto me roughly, but I couldn't escape, and I could feel Iochi's breath on my neck as they continued to kiss it.
それなら証が欲しい。確かな愛の証が。
Banjo's gonna watch this and he's gonna blow a fuse! The lines were exactly on script. The stage directions then called for Kurata to hug Serena. But this I didn't expect this. I suddenly stopped my act and tried to move away, but those passionate kisses on my neck continued.
逃げるなよ。ちゃんと覚えるまで教えてやる。
Whoa!
これが俺の愛し方だ。お前が泣こうがわめこうが、こんなやり方しかできない。
What?
でも、お前の態度次第ではもう少し考えてやるよ。俺に証を見せてくれるというなら。
Huh? Proof?
そう。証。君は絵本の中の誰かのように切り捨てたりはしない。
Not the picture books again, oh my god. I was confused, so I looked at the script. The line was improvised.
100を救うために僕は1を切り捨てる覚悟があるよ。
Oh shit.
それがたとえ恋人でもどんなに大切な人でも僕は犠牲にすることができる。
You know what? This is actually really interesting because I was talking to some friends in a server that we're in, and we were talking about the trolley problem. If you guys don't know, it's basically a really popular, kind of question that's asked where you have two kind of train tracks, And there's like one person that you know and like really care about that's tied to the train tracks, and the other side are 5 or more people that you don't know that are tied to the train tracks as well. And who do you prioritize? Like, do you save the one person that's about to be hit by the train, or do you pull the lever and change it so that it hits and like kills the remaining people, like all of the other people? Like, you have the ability to change the course of the train so that it doesn't kill the person that you care about, but if you change it, then it will kill the majority. Like, it would kill the 5 or more people that are on the other train track, you know? Like, so it's interesting that Iochi is now saying, like, I would kill even 100 people if it is to save the one person that I care about. Damn.
君はどう100のために僕を捨てられるできないというなら
Iochi!
俺にその証を見せてくれ
Proof. I was still thrown off from Iochi's improvisation, but I followed the script. I don't know what you're talking about. Can't I just say I want to be with you?
俺だってお前以上にお前と一緒にいたいと思ってるお前が気づいていないだけで
Oh, really? Are you sure?
なんでこんなこと言わなきゃいけないんだただお前の気持ちを確かめたいだけなんだ証がなければ信じられないだからこれはお前を愛している
愛している
殿ってごめん
The愛している too, the true I love you. So like in Japanese, I'm gonna explain this again too. Like we have the, like, if you say like daisuki, it's like a, you know, like a soft I love you, but if they say 愛している, it's like a strong I love you. It's like a deep I love you, you know. And in English, they doesn't really like have like that type of double meaning, right? Where it's like, if you say I love you, it's like, oh, I love you, you know, like there's not really like a different way of saying it. But in Japanese, there's like a, oh, like daisuki, like, you know, like I love you, like it's kind of like saying I like you in like a strong way, or like I love you in a like a nice way, like a I don't know how to word this, like saying I love you in like a light way versus like a very heavy, like I really do love you and I really do care about you, and like my feelings are like much stronger than just like a baseline when you say 愛している versus 大好き. I don't know. So I don't know. I mean, I know this is the drama, but like, whoa. Iochi's whisper was terribly gentle. My body felt numb in the places that I was touched, and it was so soft that it was dizzying. I'm not Serena, and Iochi isn't Kurata either. I knew that this was all an act, but it felt like we were truly in love. Which also kind of, like, the wording explains the reason why the MC is feeling this way too.
Okaeri.
ただいまあと言っても場所が変わっていないから不思議な感じだね
お姉ちゃんもおかえり
Sena's just like, where am I? Oh, yeah. My heart was pounding and my body felt hot. I pretended to be calm so that no one noticed, but I couldn't tell how good a job I was doing.
何の話をしてたんだっけ絵本の話が終わったとこだったかな
うん、おやつの話してた
Yoshi is acting normal. That kiss and those lines were improvised, but they were so natural. I wonder if they'll ever hesitate. I tried to remember the improvisations inserted in between, but I was so nervous that I was only able to remember bits and pieces of it. To sacrifice one for the sake of 100? As I thought about that, I noticed Abana coming from the kitchen and Akase from upstairs.
なんすかさっきのあれ。見てるこっちが照れたぞ。
ええ、本当に。でもすごくお上手でしたね。かなりポイントが入ったのでは。
I would be embarrassed too, though, honestly. I was getting red in the face watching that.
そうでもないよ。まだまだ演技力が足りないらしい。
これ以上やられたら画面を直視できないんですが。
なら見るなよ、バカバカしい。
お前は見てないと思った。
せえな、恋愛ドラマなんて見るかよ。
Of course, Ivana doesn't. Is the information gathering team going out now?
そう、話し合い終わったから行ってきます。
See you later.
セナさんはいつも大変ですね。頑張ってください。
じゃあ行ってきます。
Bonjour's probably crying. The three of them left, and the noisy lodging fell silent. They cheered me up.
おやつの話してたらアイス食べたくなってきた。
好きなだけ食えばいいだろう。冷凍庫のやつ少しは減らせ。邪魔なんだよ。20個以上詰め込みやがって。
Oh my god.
さすがエヴァナ君、数えたんだね。
Then I'll go start preparing dinner.
え、も
早すぎないか。何作る気だ。
I felt uncomfortable being there, so I ran into the kitchen. She didn't even respond? The past few days made me restless. I stared at the fridge and thought about it. It all started when I became Iochi's assistant. Iochi was an intelligent and wonderful person, but liked to invade others' personal space. I don't really mind being touched or anything. I guess I wouldn't care if it was with a woman, but from that act earlier, I'm starting to think they're more masculine. But if they're a woman, then kissing someone on the neck would be bold. Sexism. I stood in front of the fridge while thinking, and I heard someone behind me.
斬新な進み方をしてるね。そんなに熱い？
It was Iochi, and I cautiously turned around while closing the fridge. I was thinking of the menu.
そう？さっき顔が赤かったから熱いのかと。
I wondered if they were saying that on purpose. Anyone would feel at least a little embarrassed after an act like that. I'm jealous that you can always keep it cool.
そう？下準備をするなら手伝おうと思ったんだけど、何か手伝うことはあるかな？
I was being a bit sarcastic, but Iochi brushed it off. Either way, it was time to get to work. Well, please help me decide on a menu first. I'm thinking about what I should make.
いいよ。候補はあるのかな？
There's lots of chicken thigh meat, so I was thinking of using that, like teriyaki or fried chicken, or maybe tomato stew.
じゃあ照り焼きで。
Okay, teriyaki it is then. What do I do for the garnish? I can do salad or cucumber salad.
ピクルス、夏らしくていいね。パプリカで彩り鮮やかに。
Then I'll make a cucumber salad using paprika.
あとは汁物も考えればいいのかな？
Oh. Iochi, you decide really fast. Don't you ever hesitate or want to have both?
どれかを選んでほしいんだと思ったけど、違った？
Yes, but I find it amazing how you can decide without any hesitation.
君は迷っちゃうの？
I tried to think about what I usually did. At school and at home, I was never able to decide, and someone always decided for me in the end. Well, I think I often do hesitate when choosing a menu. My younger siblings often decide for me.
君が作るんだから、君の好きなものにしてしまえばいいのに。
But
じゃあさ、兄弟間でよくある揉め事の一つ、お菓子やケーキの奪い合い。これはどう？どっちが大きいとか小さいとか、自分はこっちが好きだとか嫌いだとか、争いにならなかった？そういう時は。
I often just let my younger siblings choose. I'm satisfied with leftovers, and if I decided myself, I'd just hesitate again.
そこでも同じなんだね。迷うと両方なくしちゃうかもよ。
Yeah, she's a fence sitter. Literally a fence sitter. Huh?
ほら、 迷ってる間に全部兄弟に食べられちゃったとか経験ない？
You know that like that story about the dog that like has the bone or something, or like I mean, is it the dog with the bone, or is it like the raccoon with the cotton candy, where it's like they like bring the cotton candy to the river and then they go to like wash it, because you know like raccoons have like the habit of washing all their food before they eat it or something, and then they put the cotton candy in the river and then it like melts and then they're like no. Like I don't know why I thought of that, or I think it maybe it is the dog and the bone story, where it's like they're like in the middle of thinking, like they see that there's two bones because like the dog is holding the bone over the river, and then there's like, oh, there's two bones, maybe I should get both bones, and then they're in the middle of thinking about it, and then they eventually decide to take both, and they drop the bone into the river, and then they lose both bones. It's like really sad. I don't know. I feel like that's Senna. Senna would be the type of person to lose both, because she's so indecisive that she eventually drops both bones. I don't know. Ugh.
やっぱりわかりやすいね君は。
If only I could decide things as quickly as you, I think I'd have less to regret.
後悔か。後悔はしないと決めれば生まれてくることもないよ。
I stared blankly at Iochi, but they looked at me calmly.
もしどちらか迷っちゃうなら僕に聞いてくれてもいいんだよ。
Ask you?
迷うなら僕についておいで。少なくともここにいる間は僕は君を導いてあげるから。
I hesitated to answer. Even in that moment, I was hesitating, and it made me realize how much I relied on others for decisions. I felt so pitiful for being that way. If I end up hesitating, I might ask for help. I responded with a smile, but I had to think about it some more. I find people who are decisive to be amazing. It means that they're independent. They don't overreact to things around them. They must be confident in their decisions. So confident that they'll never regret it. Iochi's so cool. I was being objective. I was setting aside my subjectivity. And I concluded that leaving things to Iochi would yield the best results. There were a few reasons I felt that way. That was why I immediately agreed to be their assistant when they asked. Not only that, but I didn't feel uncomfortable with physical contact. But I'm still hesitant. I wonder why. I heard someone at the door.
セナ君、今忙しいかな。
And we're gonna stop here. Dun-dun-dun. It's so interesting to see how SENA is so... How do I word this? She's just got like a strange like lack of personality. This is gonna be the craziest frickin'... This is me going out of left field completely. Okay, so you know how we've been kind of guessing like back and forth about like everybody. I know that I had said like maybe Sena's a producer, maybe Sena's mom is a sponsor, maybe like we have no idea. But what if it's none of those things? What if Sena's like AI? What if Sena's like a robot? What if Sena's like not real? Like, what if this entire thing is like you know how like everybody like is like an amoeba or whatever? Like what if Sena's like not, like what if everybody else is human but Sena is not human? What if Sena's like a program or something and they're like in like a database? I don't know, because like I feel like the Otherworld stream must be some type of database, because we learned about the Morpheus project, right, where the whole thing, the second moon was lost due to some accident where they placed a bomb and the bomb exploded. I keep laughing about that. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be laughing because like people died or whatever, but there was like a whole bunch of data and stuff like that, and the Otherworld stream was created based off of data from 30 years ago. And so it's kind of like a simulation, right? That's kind of like the hint that we're getting. And we saw in Akase's route that there were like these pods or something like that. Like, we saw something where, like, people, like, broke out of these pods or something, right? And I feel like, I can't remember how many pods there were, but they were, like, sleeping pods or something. So what if SENA's, like, one of the people out of the sleeping pods? And, like, what if she's not a person? What if she's, like, a robot? And she's, like, one of, like, the amoebas? Like, what if she's one of the fucking, like, what if she's an Arcadian? Oh my god, that's like the craziest conspiracy I've come up with yet. But like, it would explain so much, because like, she can't make decisions for herself. She talks about her siblings all the time and stuff like that. What if those are all like implanted memories in her mind? And she watched Akase's siblings die in their dead end, and it was like such like an impactful memory. What if that's all like implanted in her mind? Yeah, she went to school with Banjo, but like, what if she was like implanted there by the director and like the producer and all those sponsors? Like, the sponsors paid for her to go to school, and like, that would explain why her parents, like, it would explain if her mom is a sponsor or something, right? Maybe she's an amoeba. Oh my god, that's kind of where my head is at right now. Her personality is so bland. I'm sorry to anybody who's like a SENA stan. I'm so sorry, but like, she is the most infuriating. She's the most infuriating MC. I'm trying to make her interesting. So right now, I'm like in full delusion. I'm living in delusion. I want to say that they gotta have made her interesting. Like, she has to have some interesting trait. So right now, in my mind, maybe she's one of the fucking Arcadians, and she's come out of the sleeping pod, and she is one of the amoebas, and she... But that's crazy. That's crazy. That can't be true, right? I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god, I might be completely wrong. I'm probably completely wrong, but you know what? We're going off of that right now. Next episode, we're gonna see what Iochi wants from us. This entire playthrough, like, I'm so sorry. It's literally just a descent into madness. Like, I'm so sorry to anybody who's watching this. Please accept my full apology. Yeah, goodbye.